with love, there's some things that we gotta face. So much we go through day to day. Trauma that we can't erase. Jesus, we need you to take your place. So come right in, we need you within. And with your love, we know we can win. Yeah, we know it ain't always easy being in this, and I know I'm not the only one. Let's talk about it. About it. Oh, let's talk about it. Oh, let's talk about it. Oh, let's talk about it.
Matter you in prison.
You went in prison. She didn't know. By then, I don't even know if she knew how many years they were going to sentence you to.
She didn't know how many years, but I had already been sentenced for one charge, and that sentence alone was 99 years.
Oh my God! She knew about the 99 years.
Absolutely.
Girl, wait, sister.
Oh my God!
Come on, sis.
So
wow.
I think too, just in the essence of the conversation, right? I think truly a lot of people, find it hard to define what love is, right? And I think a lot of people got a lot of different definitions of love, and to me, you know what I'm saying, after I grew into my understanding of what love is, I feel like love is, when you know that this person wants the best for you under any circumstances.
Unconditional.
Any circumstances. And a lot of people say they love people, but a lot of people got conditions. You know what I'm saying? And you really find out, they always say when you go to jail, you go to prison, you know what I'm saying, you find out who they are for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because everybody loves a winner.
Yeah.
When you lose, you by yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to love somebody when you win it, but who gonna love you when you lose it?
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the fact that situation that I was in, I was losing, you know what I'm saying? And she was loving me, so that was making me like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm young, you know what I'm saying?
Young.
And I'm making bad decisions, you know what I'm saying? But, that showed me a lot, and it got to me, you know what I'm saying? It got to me and made me, it endeared me to her more. You know what I'm saying? And back to the question that y'all say when you say your wife or your significant other asks you, why do you love me? There's only one answer you say, because I don't know how not to. Because I don't know how not to. And that's something that somebody show you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I was feeling like at the time, you know what I'm saying, she was showing me that she loved me, and even though I was in my situation, she was, confirming that, I'm gonna hold you down and I'm gonna be there for you, you know what I'm saying? Even when I didn't even know if I could make it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm 19 years old. What's
19 with 99 years. Jesus.
I don't even know.
You can't even think. Exactly. I couldn't have comprehended that.
I couldn't comprehend that, and I couldn't comprehend what was coming behind it, which was 2 life sentences. So I had 2 life sentences later on that went on top of that.
The 99.
Wait a minute, and I want to make sure that we don't miss this. Cause hold on to that point.
Wow.
This man didn't kill no. Listen, how we get done sometimes. Wow. He killed nobody. Life 99 with 2 life sentences on top of that.
Consequences. That's what I mean.
And you didn't even have a gun in your head. No, this man got that kind of time and spent 3 decades. Ain't hurt nobody, y'all. Emotionally hurt and scarred, but to the degree the crime, what is it? The time didn't match the crime. But I just want to make sure that we know that that kind of stuff exists and happens to people.
Yeah, and I want to piggyback on that with the consequences, because that's what I mean with the consequences. No, first and foremost, no, I didn't physically pull the trigger to kill nobody, but yes, I was there. Yes, I was wrong. Yes, I knew what I was getting myself into. Make that emphatically clear. But back to the consequences, that's another thing that young people don't know. Yeah. You can be with somebody and you just as guilty. You understand me? So you ain't got to actually be the person who actually do the act. But if you are a willing participant in what is going on, a knowing participant, you can receive the same. And the crazy part about it is, I got more time than he did.
That right there is something.
And I actually did more time than he did. You see what I'm saying? So it's you know, but you know, as one of my sayings too, man, it's a blessing in every lesson. You know what I'm saying? And my blessing is that I survived what I went through,
Yeah.
and I'm out here to make sure that a lot of other people don't make the decisions that I made and go through what I went through. That's the blessing, and it is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do that, because you know, there's a word to be thrown around a lot in this world now. They say, "Oh, he a hater, or they a hater, or she a hater, or whatever." Brother, I feel like a hater is a person who goes through something, knows how difficult it is to get through it, and then will watch somebody else go through it just to see if they can handle it as good as they did.
Right.
Right. And I feel like a real person, you know what I'm saying? A person that feel like they've been blessed, and they go down this dead end road, and they see it's a dead end. Turn around and they're coming out, they're making their way out, and they see somebody coming. I feel it's their obligation to stop them and say, "Hey, ain't nothing bad there, Joe. Turn around." And that's what I be trying to do. Because, like I say, if you don't do that, man, if you don't try to pay it forward, man, from your experiences and things you went through in life, then what you doing?
What you doing?
What you doing?
So let me ask you.
That's real good.
Right.
I'm gonna be quick with it. I like what he just said because it lines up with what we're trying to do in marriage. And it confirms that the fact that you said you went down a road and you done seen a lot of things, and we say that often. We done been through a lot of stuff in our marriage, and it's our obligation as married folks to help other married folks, you know, not to go down the same road. If I can eliminate you going down and bumping your head, we always say, I don't want to learn from the school of hard knocks. If Chris telling me, Kim, don't do this because I'm telling you, me and Michelle don't been through this, you don't want to go down that lane. I'm one of those people, I listen to that and I try to go the other direction. And if we can just get more marriages to do that, don't be ashamed to, you know, come and talk to people and have that conversation, and you share that information on what you've been through to keep somebody else from going down that same dark road, to make your marriage, you know, healthier and last longer. And we can get more people to hear what you just said. When you said that even in marriage, we'll be a lot better off than we are.
And this is what I want to say real quick to the audience for real. So we use this, we call this ferocious conversation. And with this ferocious conversation, we're looking at some extreme examples of what it takes or what it is to be in a marriage and with some extreme conditions. We have people that are living with each other day to day, every day, and can't seem to understand how to get along and have a relationship and build, understand that mistakes are going to be made and forgive each other. We got two individuals that have went through some of the harshest conditions that you could possibly go through living in this country, trying to be married, trying to have a relationship. So that's why we want this. Again, this is God wanting y'all to see this and hear this. And I want to revert back to Banky just for a second, because he said he was 19 years old when he got incarcerated. So I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You said you got married in prison, right? You were 19, 20 years old at that time. What was it like for you? He said physical with his wife was the thing that he had for her.
Right.
What about for you? Were you able to physically be with your wife once y'all got married?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I'm gonna tell you something. And you know, we probably get into that too, but I want to touch on that because it's a reason. It's a reason for everything. You just have to, you know what I'm saying, study it, analyze it, but it's a reason. You know, like, you know, when people locked up and they're in a relationship, right? A lot of people from the outside looking in, right? They'll say, well, why do they want to stay with him? He locked up, or or then you got people to go years and some even decades and stuff like that. Well, why should stay with him? Let me tell you something. If people apply the same philosophy to their relationships out here as a man that is incarcerated does, most marriages will work, most relationships will work. And what I mean by that is when you locked up, right, you have nothing. You know what I'm saying? You have nothing. That is the purpose of being locked up. It's something he said a little while ago. It's slipping my mind there, but it applies to this. When you say, he said that, you know, God, you know, took his wife away from him. That was the punishment, right? What they do to you, you know, God removed the love from him. The thing that he loved separated him from him. What they do to you when they lock you up and you break the law? Separate you from everything you love. Everything you love, everybody you love, everything you love to do is no longer a privilege for you. So that is the punishment, separation. You see what I'm saying? So when people locked up, right, you acknowledge what you have because it's gone there, so you see it more clearly. Right?
Yeah.
Therefore, you focus more on it. You do everything you can to hold on to it. You go above and beyond. You understand me? During the time when my incarceration locked up, man, I did things I never even thought about doing because when you're out here, you take these things
For granted.
You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I sent flowers from prisons. I done had cards made. I done had shirts made. I done had handkerchiefs made. I done wrote thousands. I mean, literally thousands of letters. I done wrote poetry. I done wrote poems. You see what I'm saying? This is the same effort that you need to put into your marriage when you out here on the street, your relationship when you out here on the street. Because you got to acknowledge. See, you can't when you locked up, you act like this is your last breath.
Yeah.
Why not act like it when you here and you in it? You understand me? So that's something that answer a lot of people question when they say, well, why is she still with her? Because that joker doing everything he can to keep her. You understand? And another thing is you remove the physical. So you're not having sex now. Mm-hmm. So what is the bind now?
Yeah.
The mind. Because we have deeper conversations. Mm-hmm. I did a lot of reading when I was in there, you know what I'm saying? And it said that 90% of couples on the street, they live together, been together for a long time. 90% of them say they probably speak about real things besides bills, business, or some real conversation less than 30 minutes a month.
Wow.
Less than 30 minutes.
I believe that too.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're always in passing and they're always talking about bills. And when do you, and this is, I took, listen, man, I've been through it. You know what I'm saying? This relationship thing, because I wanted mine.
Yeah, you know
I took stress management, anger management, all this. And one of the most powerful things that I learned when I was in there with this, and I believe this will serve all marriages and relationships. And we did this exercise one time. It was a professor that came in from the school. I can't remember the university. But it said that this should be done right. This will help you get a more healthy and more, binding relationship or marriage. Because I say, they say 90% of people don't even talk about real things.
Yeah.
They said, just like y'all in that chair right there, they said you should take 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes out of your 24-hour day, 15 minutes a day. And y'all should take them 2 chairs right there and face them with each other, right? And look at each other eye to eye, 2 feet apart. They look each other in the eye, and each one of y'all got 5 minutes to speak. 5, and then you spend 5 talking to each other. When this person got 5, you say nothing. When this person got 5, you say nothing. The 5 that y'all got together should all be positive, all complimentary, all, congratulations, all respect, all of that. But within them 5, the first question out of your mouth is, are you happy? Is there anything I can do to make you more happy? And if you sit in front of that person and look them eye to eye every day, you ask those questions. 15 minutes. You ask those questions. You're showing concern. You're showing that you are committed. You're showing that it matters what you think and what you need and what you want.
Come on, sir.
And who can sit in front of somebody like that every day and look them in the eye and be alive?
So watch this in reference to what he's saying.
That's good.
Right. We didn't do it every day, but during my incarceration, man, I was blessed. Sweetie, aka Michelle Williams, she came to see me every day. I mean, every weekend and every holiday. I became famous just because of her in the prison. Because God was, when people that's been in the system a long time, they'll tell you, or she, that's a real one. They'll say, Williams, you got a real one, right? And to piggyback what he's saying, me and my wife, every Saturday and every Sunday, the way they set up the visiting room, they have a little table, they have a chair here and a chair here, and you facing each other. And for the last 2 years that I was in gospel, we did that very thing.
Mm.
We did that very thing.
I'm telling you.
And once, one particular weekend, I was scared because God had been dealing with me, and I was really curious, and I wanted to know why my wife was staying with me.
I figured that question. I was going to ask y'all
Right,
that. That's
right.
why you think,
Right, right.
you think to yourself,
But
why
I
is
was
she staying?
scared to ask her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was scared to ask her because I thought it was gonna wake up like, fool, you know what? You know what? You right.
Yeah, why am I with
Yeah,
you?
I was scared. Yeah, but God was dealing with me. He was like, listen, have faith. I said, God, I'm in here reading this Bible.
Yeah.
And you know, now we divorced now. I'm like, I don't
And
want
she's
it.
still coming to visit you?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
My
Yes.
God.
Be
Yes.
surprised.
Wow.
Yes. She was.
I'm just hearing
She actually. Listen, let me tell you something, man. My wife, right? I'm not just blowing fluff, right? This woman had to actually teach me what love was. It is. No, I didn't know. I came up in a dysfunctional house. Daddy would try to beat the crap out of my mom. He was an alcoholic. I mean, we just had issues all over the house. Love for us was Friday night going to McDonald's. Or my daddy bringing us some Kentucky Fried Chicken, for the most part. Because all of the love that my mom tried to reciprocate to us, man, it was challenging because of all of the chaos that was in the house.
Right, so you trying to manage that.
Right. I mean, she was reciprocating us love, right? But so one weekend she was coming, and I said, you know what? God, I'm gonna ask her. Cause I know she gorgeous. Y'all can get tired of it all you want. She beautiful. No, the girl smart.
Yeah.
No, she's smart. And I'm like, when guys say she can have anybody, no, this girl can have anybody. If she was out there, you know, trying to pick it. You follow me? And I'm like, I'm the ex crack addict, the ex heroin addict, the ex 10-time convicted felon. I'm like, when I'm trying to answer the question for her, and I can't come up with nothing but I'm trying to find something good in myself. You know, people be like, man, it's everybody some good. Everybody got some good. No, y'all don't understand the life that I lived was no good. I lived a no good. Now, I'm a good guy. I got a soft heart. But for the most part, I lived a real negative life, right? And so I mustered up the strength. I said, I'm going to ask. So I'm sitting there, we quiet. I mean, I'm crying before I even answered the question. And I said, baby, I got something to ask you. Because we're not even married. She don't divorce me. And she the number one visitor on the compound. She got to be ranking number one. She missed one weekend, that was because she had a tragedy in her family. That's the only weekend in 2 years she missed coming to see me. You follow me? One time I asked, I said, baby, why you didn't get your hair done? He said, well, if I'd have got my hair done, I wouldn't have had enough gas to come see me. Are you serious? Just before I asked her, that weekend, what made me, that triggered me to ask her. So I'm like, what do you see in me?
Right.
Because I'm in here searching these scriptures, struggling. I can't find it. So maybe you could tell. And I asked her. I said, baby, why are you still with me? Oh, that girl said, this was like, this had to be 20 years ago, right? She said, because I see in you what you can't see
In yourself.
And I'm like, girl, you got to be, you see far. Because when I get close up in the mirror, I ain't see much.
Right.
And I would get close to the mirror, try to see it. But she said, hey man, I think that changed my life. That started really making me look for what she said she saw. I said, well, she said it. It got to be in me. Because if I didn't do nothing else, I trusted her.
Yeah.
I might won't love her like I was supposed to love her, but I trust her.
That's good.
I trust her. Because she had never, ever in life taken anything from me. She had always given to me, right to this day. Some teams win the championship because they're good. And guess what? A little bit low.
I will say this, man.
Yeah. So,
I just to hear this story. This is my first time really hearing it to this detail.
a degree.
This detail and degree. We knew your story. We
Y'all
knew
was killing
that
it.
y'all got divorced and remarried and all that. But to hear you just say that, and to hear that she was still coming to visit you after she divorced you, says a whole lot about your wife, man. I was like, I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to comprehend that right there.
No, she was God.
Isn't
Because
it?
she had told me.
That is.
She had told me that I didn't divorce you to leave you. And she proved it. She said, I didn't divorce you to leave you. I was trying to do something that only God could do. And she realized at a certain point she had to draw back.
Goodness.
I'm over here scratching my head.
Y'all is Y'all got messed up in here.
Well, you listen more because I ain't never heard that story before. And that's the first time I heard it as well. And anybody can relate to it is me because I also was married to my wife twice.
You are kidding me. That's why I be like surprised. We like raw. I mean,
So when I'm
This fresh off the press right now.
yes, we ain't had no pre-interview.
I'm
They
listening to him,
killed us.
I'm listening to him and I'm saying to myself,
Same
but I
one
don't say nothing. I've only been married twice in my life, and it was to the same woman.
Me too.
Oh my Lord.
What's the odds?
What are the
What's the
odds?
odds?
Right? And
To the
like I
same
say,
woman.
Same woman.
when I went in, you got to think that I was 19, so I went in, I got married, and you know what I'm saying. My wife is probably like nine months younger than me. So I stayed married then. First time ever getting in trouble, going to prison and all this shit you talking about. I stayed married the first time like 13 years. 13 years. So you talking about young people, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we grew together. We
Yeah.
had a lot of changes, a lot of
20s.
stuff, right? And like I say, man, when you locked up, man, it brings a lot out of you, man. It brings a lot out of you. And something else he said too that it's a cliche, but I beg to differ on it a little bit when they say can he say like woman, can anybody change you? You know what I'm saying? Y'all think you can change me, you can't change. You have to want to change. But I do believe a woman or anybody who shows you enough love and confidence in you will change you. It will, you know what I'm saying? Because when somebody believes in you,
That's the incentive.
that's right. When somebody believes in you, man, and especially as you start to get older,
Yeah.
and you realize that this is a cynical
Yeah.
world, most people don't care about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you find somebody that believe in you, somebody who just keep on, being there for you, somebody who keep on showing you this love, showing you that you got worth,
Yes.
it will change you. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It will endure you to that person and it will make you start to take a better look at you.
Now
You know
he's
what I'm
told me that. You're right on that because that's what Ricardo said to me.
It'll make you start to take a better look at you. So you probably loved him so much to at the point where if he won't focus, your love made him want to get focused. You see what I'm saying?
That's
It
real.
would make you want to get
I see that in you
That's
too.
real.
You
So-
see that too.
yeah, because when you
Yeah.
go to the consequences, thing you go back to the
Yeah.
consequences. Because when you see somebody treating you so good, being so good to you, you think consequences. I don't want to disappoint this person.
There you go.
So what do I have to do to correct me to make sure I don't disappoint her?
her.
So let's do it like this. Let's
See what
do
I'm
it like this because he's shaping it up. He's
Yeah,
shaping it up.
yeah.
He's shaping what I said up. Right.
Mhm.
So let's do it like this. You know, the Bible says clear. One plant, one water, and God
God
gives
gets
the
increase.
So I can reshape what I said about, fellas, it can't change, right? Because I'm listening
I get
to
what
the
what
spirit.
you were talking about.
So this is what I think happened. You stay too long, right? Because it did come a point when Sweetie, she had planted all the seeds, but she realized that now it's time for me to get out the way and let somebody
Somebody
know.
go.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she had planted a lot of seeds. So he's 100% right. Now she has always been my greatest motivator. If my wife said I can run through that wall, I can run through that wall.
That's it.
I tell her all the time, be careful what you say.
What you telling me? What
He
you
said
telling me?
that. Yeah.
You got to be careful what you tell me.
me.
Right.
Women, I don't think women realize they
Right.
definitely are a man's greatest motivation.
Right.
Real time in all aspects.
Yeah.
Do everything they do, everything dudes do is for a woman. You want to be groomed for a woman. You want to have things for a woman. You want to look nice for a woman. So women don't really acknowledge the power that
They
they
really
have over
have.
men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you
Yeah.
first meet a woman, man, that is that right there. You try to bottle that. You need
Yeah.
to bottle that. Men, if they can bottle all the things that you do when you trying to get this woman, if you bottle that and treat her like that the whole time, then you're gonna be good. You're gonna be
I
good.
tell
Can't go
women, I
wrong.
hear
You're
y'all.
gonna be good,
Can't
man.
go wrong.
Listen, ladies, and that's why it's so important. What they saying right now, y'all. Me and Ricardo had this conversation a few months ago, and I really want women to really get this. That's why you cannot try to manipulate your husband and tell him untruths, things that are not really happening, because you are sending him off sometime down the wrong road. Doing things and responding to stuff that we're saying as wives that are you're using it as manipulation, and it's not true or it's hurtful. We have to be kind. We have to be careful with our words because we are wisdom. My husband Ricardo spoke that. He preached that recently. We are wisdom, and what we speak, they will do it. And so that's why we have to be careful about what we say, how we say it to them, what we're sharing. We have to know that we're hearing from God. Are you connected with God and some of the things that you're saying to your husband, to make sure that you stand in line with that and that you're not speaking ill into their ear and sending them down the wrong path. Because at the end of the day, it's for us as a whole. They're trying to lead us in marriage. And if I'm speaking craziness to Ricardo, then he running out there trying to butcher and beat everything I'm sending him after when I'm just manipulating him. That's not healthy for our marriages or healthy for him as well. So I try to make sure that I'm trying to stay in tune with God and what I'm hearing from God. So when I speak to Ricardo and I share things that's happening with him, that it's the right thing. And I've heard it from the Lord, and that's what he needs to go chase after. Like Chris just said, if his wife tells him to run through that wall because some on the other side, it's because she's heard something from God telling her that it's some on the other side of that wall for Chris to go after and get. That's what we want him to run through the wall for, not because of some foolishness that I'm processing or some manipulation that I'm processing. So I really appreciate the three of y'all sharing that and how important it is as wives for us to know our role and to not play with what God has given us. And that's the power of that tongue. It's the power of that little small thing that can destroy households.
And I would tell you this as husbands, listening to our wives is really beneficial for what it is that we're going to do. But we have to also make sure that we understand our responsibilities, right? As a husband, you are responsible for her. You're responsible for the family. And I think, and without them even sharing, telling y'all or saying this to us right now, I'm sure they probably will, but I'm sure they had some guilt about them being incarcerated and leaving their wives and their families and things to kind of fend for themselves out here. You know what I mean? So I'm sure that's part of the things that probably made it dark for them. Like, man, here I am. I'm supposed to be here taking care of my wife, protecting my wife, defending my wife, but here I am in a place where I can't do nothing for her. You know what I mean? I know that was devastating for them because it would be devastating for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with that, we have to understand, just like they've been saying, that we've been saying, that there are a lot of consequences that come with bad decision making, and it only takes one time.
One time.
It only takes one time. We heard Banky say, one time. And this man got 99 years plus two additional life sentences.
Jesus.
One time.
And God's grace. So Chris said he did 10 times, 10 repeat. And 10 times. And God, and I'm gonna say this, y'all, for the ladies. I'm saying before, you would never know either one of them did a day. If you passed them on the street, look
good, y'all.
God's grace kept them. Last time I the first time I met Banky, I said to him, God has grace and he has something special for this man. The way he has kept him for 30 years.
They don't look like what they've been
prison.
through.
33 years in prison, and came out and the things that you're doing and the way he's using you. Not many people know that RFK stands for redemption for the kingdom. He's a redeemer.
Yes.
And you can see it. I mean, it's evident in both of y'all that he has redeemed you all. The things that you thought you lost, he's giving back. I mean, 10 times over. We see it happening. And it's exciting just to even be here with you all. I wanted people to know we get in places where we want to judge people and we want to look at people all crazy. These men did things that they admitted they did. They suffered the consequences of what they did, but God has redeemed them. And who are we to judge folks and hold things on people for so long when God has forgiven them and he has redeemed them and he set them on a pace now that, look, a lot of us probably want to be in the same place, not going through what they went through. Of course, Right. But looking at them now, look, Banky, I think you're single now, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he's a single man. He married his wife twice. They are. I love it because he said, guess what, y'all? They best friends.
Yes, one of my best friends today, married twice for sure. Yeah, and I was like I say, I was in love with my wife, man. I'm gonna tell you, that's like you said, it is a lot of guilt, man. It makes you feel helpless. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that. I felt helpless. So that compelled me to do, anything I could, you know what I'm saying, to try to make her happy from the position that I was in. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm sure he did too. I wrote thousands of letters. I did everything. Man, I was so in love with my wife when I was locked up. This is a true story. This is just a mind frame to let you know how much I love you. I had so much time, I could, consider when I was in it trying to escape. I want to try to get out. I can't do it. I want to get her. In my mind, this is how much in love I was. In my mind, if I could escape, if I could come up with the right possible plan, right, I won't gonna leave without taking all the pictures of my wife. That's the only thing I would have took, because I didn't want nobody else to get them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the thought process I had.
Yeah.
I say,
everything
else.
I got to get these pictures.
Yeah, I'm trying to climb over the fence with these pictures. These pictures coming with me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just you know what I'm saying. So like I say, when you in love, man, it's evident. Yeah. It's evident. You know what I'm saying? And you got to realize in this type of world, man. And like I say, when you got in a union and a marriage or something like, especially a marriage, man, because then y'all bonding, man. You got to talk it out and work it out, man. Yeah. You just got to talk it out and work it out, man, because you made your decision, and that person that made their decision on who you want to be with for the rest of your life, man. You got to talk it out and work it out, but sometimes it don't work out. You know what I'm saying? It ain't work out for me. I stayed married for 13 years. We got divorced, but like he said, she went out there and she thought it would have been better without me because, didn't think I was going to get out. And I didn't understand it at the time because I was young. I was hurt. I was devastated. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I was homicidal and suicidal. Yeah. I'm ready to hurt anybody that look at me wrong. Yeah. But that's just how it go. And I had to deal with it. I had to process that under the circumstances that I was in. But, a couple of years went back by, man, I ain't want to talk to her. I was so hurt, devastated, you know what I'm saying? And that was my response. But then, we started back talking and became friends. And, then we was like better friends. And then, we fell apart again, you know what I'm saying? And then years later, came back together again. It was just something that was kept bringing y'all back together. We came back together this time, You know what I'm saying? Let me see. It was years later. We got murdered. We got, I think, I had a divorce. Maybe I think 90, 95, 96. Then getting remarried in 2002, something like that.
So how long you have been? How much time had you served by that time when you got remarried?
I got remarried 2002, so I got out in 2020. I did 33 years.
So about 20, right?
Yeah, my mouth ain't that fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
It was some time,
15
15
years.
years
Yeah.
at
it was
least.
a minute. You know what I'm saying? It was a minute. You know what I'm saying? And then we eventually, got divorced again. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Got divorced again. Now in my mind, I wish, you know what I'm saying, we was, mature enough to understand,
Yeah.
like I say, the commitment, understand it, because when we got divorced again the second time, needless to say again, once again, I was devastated, what I'm saying, the position that I'm in and everything, the compounds that, and when you love somebody, you don't want to see them with nobody else. She eventually got married. She got married to, she's married right now. Been married for probably maybe, I don't know, 16, 17 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Started a family, everything, all the things that I wanted to do, but I couldn't do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to be in the position that I was in, to see that or know that or just have it now, that was crushing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then a lot of people didn't think I was gonna get out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't think I was gonna get out. I didn't think I was gonna get out. But guess what? God knew I was gonna
God knew.
God knew.
He knew at a point in time.
You know what I'm saying? So when I did get out, you know what I'm saying? It was like, it was just like shocking to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Needless to say, even her. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, we had still even been friends, even though her then and now husband, he wasn't, happy about that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we had shared so much
much.
together.
Right.
And
Y'all
been
grew up
through
together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Under the worst of conditions.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So she was adamant about, I'm gonna be friends with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before they got married, she was
Married.
like, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
friends with my
Yeah.
ex-husband. He locked up. If I need you to know that if we gonna go into it. And he was like, okay, then. But later on, he changed his mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then
I
his
gotta
mind,
say that.
then his mind changed even more when he said, oh, he free?
He free.
Yeah.
Oh, now he looking over his shoulder.
He looking-
He's looking
I
over his
know
shoulder.
I was in your mind.
Let that phone ring.
That phone rang.
Crazy,
Oh
but we
man.
grew up together. We just shared, so much, man. You know what I'm saying? Going through my situation, and then, like I said, it's not my situation no more. It's her situation as well.
It
It's
is.
my family situation.
Yes.
People don't understand. They doing this with you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Everything's just so many. First time I was married. The only time I was married. Second time I was married. The first tattoo I ever got was her.
Her.
Everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it just was so much. So you know what I'm saying. Then when I got out, like I say, I want no threat. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to feel that. Because I ain't want nobody to feel nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and yeah, man. But those two, he was feeling a little certain type of way to the point that said one day, pick up the phone and call me, requested me for me not speak to his wife or be around his wife. And I politely told him, she was my wife first.
Right. Right.
And she is my friend, and as long as that's what she wants to be, that's what I'm gonna be. And I will to this day, you know what I'm saying? And I respect what they got going on, but
Yeah.
I do anything that is
Wow.
within my
Wow.
humanly powers to do, I will do.
Yeah.
Just because, and no, it didn't work out in the end, but
Yeah.
push come to shove, man. The times that she was
There. That's what
all
you
the
got.
time that she was there,
Yeah.
it was needed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was needed.
Yeah.
That's something I'll never leave you.
Dog, it was
Yeah.
needed
Never.
in my life. Without that, I may not have
That
survived.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He can attest that when you locked up,
Right.
Yeah.
if you ain't got nothing to
Hold on to.
you understand? You done lost everything.
Yeah.
Everything. You done lost it. And if you ain't got nothing to hold on to, and I'm sitting in there under with 2 life sentences, 100 some years. What am I holding on to?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But for her to still, see value in me, and like I said, Israel, I'm gonna tell you right now, 33 years I've locked up. Every prison that I ever been on, bar none, the dudes that I run into, this guy out there on the street, dudes know my wife, know me from my wife.
Wow.
Dudes that didn't even know me. Oh yeah. He the one who had the pretty wife who's come visit me all the time. That's how I've been in that vision room. And at times in my bed, three different times when nobody was in there but me. It was a hurricane one time. My wife came, only person. Everybody in the vision room, the working there, the officers and everything, is in one visiting, just me. I've been in there another time. They had a blizzard, like big, all the snow. My wife was in there, and it was another time. It was a holiday. There ain't nobody come. I'm the only person in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only person in there. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It didn't work out, but those things.
That's
I
tough.
remember.
That's
Listen,
dang,
you got, and we say we
things.
married folk, but you got us kind of messed
I
up now.
remember those
Yeah.
things,
I already,
you
I
know
can
what
feel
I'm saying?
that. That's hard.
Yeah, and
That's
so when I
hard.
do get mad or I do get upset
Jesus.
the way things turned out, even when I was in there, I get mad and everything. I think about, what you already done. See, that's a lot of times what we do in
That's good.
society, man. Yeah, a lot of times we do that.
You
in
do that
society.
Janet Jackson
Yeah,
thing.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
What
Go
you
ahead,
already
you done for me
And that's the
lately.
same thing we were just talking about earlier, when we was talking about Roy Jones, you know what I'm saying? And people look at the end, he had a glass. But what about what he did?
Yeah,
See what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can't disregard that.
yeah.
People work, you judge by your works.
That's
Yeah.
it.
You
Come on.
understand me? And if you have already put in work, if you fell off, if you know what I'm saying, okay, what about the work you put in? You cannot forget that.
Yeah.
You just can't forget that, man.
Can't just blow that off.
Yeah, you can't. You know what I'm saying? So that's just life, man. Sometimes things work out the way they're supposed to work out. I just feel like it do. You know what I'm saying? God don't make no mistakes, man. It is what it is. But the time that I share, I regret.
Amen.
That's dope.
Listen, y'all.
I got one
Y'all
more.
don't get, yeah, okay, go ahead. I was gonna say we could definitely gonna have to cut this into 2 segments.
Yeah.
So I'm letting y'all know now that this gonna have to be a 1 and a 2 because we've been recording. It's been so good. My spirit has been moved. I don't know about y'all.
Mm.
This has been both of them telling such, heart wrenching for me just to sit here and listen and make me appreciate what I have even more. Sometimes we forget what we have. And I think Chris even said, you got to go back and think about people and think about the things you've been through and how much they've been there for you. Both of y'all, you got to really home in on those. Stop looking at the negative of things. Like you were saying, stop looking at the negative and find the positive in our marriages. That devil wants us to focus on all that negative, but just listen to some of the stuff both of y'all done said today. Y'all two we know y'all can talk crazy for 100 years. You two meant to be together. There's nothing. I can't even imagine just listening to y'all testimony and what you just shared today. It's amazing. And a lot of people need to hear it. I don't care if it's in a book or what, but what you and Sweetie have endured and gone through and where y'all at today. It ain't nobody, listen, it ain't none of us perfect. Our marriage ain't perfect. Your marriage ain't perfect. Your marriage wasn't perfect. There's no perfect marriage, but we do have a story to tell that's going to help other marriages to know that you can push through. Look, when you don't want to. We say that often.
All the time.
But you can push through and God will bless it. He'll bless it. And y'all, look, I'm just sitting here just in amazement of what God has done. The glory, it's evident. The glory that He shined on both of you. Like I said, I'm just emotional right now.
Can I say
So go ahead,
just one thing real
Yes,
quick?
sir.
Between the time I was incarcerated last time, and I was listening to Banky, and I'm like, well, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
No, I'm even less because I got the opportunity to get my queen back.
Yeah.
And
right.
And if I don't, be careful, I can't take that for granted and just listening to the story. It's something that she's always said. And the other piece too is between the time that I went into the streets it was like 4 years I just went missing in action. My wife didn't know I was at versus the time that we divorced in prison. It ended up being 7 years. And the good thing about it for me was my wife was with no man for the 7 years that I was gone. She was with no man. So I didn't even have to contest or deal with. I'm like sitting here like, bro, I'm blessed.
You blessed,
Right.
exactly.
Now I'm blessed because
Right, she
I
didn't
could
move
tell.
over. Yeah.
I could tell if he had the opportunity
Come on.
to marry her
Guess what?
tomorrow,
Exactly.
he would do it.
He would do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I
Absolutely.
got that
Ooh, that's my
opportunity.
heart over here hurt.
You feel what I'm saying? I got the opportunity, and she was with no man.
Mm.
Matter of fact, when I left out, went missing in action, I was the last man she was with. And when I came back, I became the last man she was with. Right? Other than God. So she had took that 7 years and consecrated herself with God. Because, listen, so I got an even better version of my wife. And I'm already 5-10 years late. So I'm really late now. Because she don't connect with God for the last 7 years of her life.
Yeah.
You follow me?
Yeah, I'm with
Could have been, listen, y'all, I'm talking about no man
Yeah.
for 7 years. It's hard for some sisters to go a day.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
She went 7 years and went on a journey with Christ. And she was prophesied to that she wouldn't want church. This hurt my feelings every time she tell me this story. She said a lady walked up to her, didn't know her, didn't know I was locked up, and said, God preparing you for your husband to come back. My wife said she almost slung her in the spirit. They ain't talking about in the spirit. She said she almost slung her across the sanctuary. Like, no, God ain't this. Oh, this ain't for him. That fool, right?
Mm-hmm.
But God is good.
Yes,
I ended up being the fool.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this girl has always poured more into me than I could ever pour into her. You follow me? If you look up the word grace, you'll see my picture.
I'm telling you.
Well, I want to say this, man, and I know we got to get ready to wrap it up because we're going to have to do a part 2. I'm telling you, but these incredible stories, like I said, the first thing that kind of threw me off was the fact that you've been married twice to the same woman. You've been married twice to the same woman, and y'all both were incarcerated. That's just mind blowing for me. What are the odds of that happening, right? But my thing is this: your incarceration, be it as it may, as tough as it was, the things that you went through. Look at what it's doing now. Not just in the sense of letting people know about the consequences. That now we're looking at it from a whole nother perspective. Y'all have blessed me.
Absolutely.
You made me think twice about, okay, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing and making sure that I'm crossing every T and dotting every I, because of the fact that you were in a situation where you couldn't do anything else but that.
Yeah.
You blessed me, bro. Both of y'all have blessed me with that. So
And I know you
I'm gonna take
the bless some of your husbands out here.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna take another look at that to make sure, because everybody look at Kimberly and I know it's still areas for me that I can improve. I know there's still areas in me where I need to do better and be better. You know what I mean? So thank you for that. I appreciate that. And it's been a gem and a jewel for me. But just to have these two men that's willing to share their hearts, to share this type of emotion, because this is what we giving y'all. It's raw, it's real. You know what I mean? This is authentic.
Ferocious.
This is ferocious. And I thank God for it. So I want to thank both of y'all brothers for being so transparent.
Thank you.
I want to thank both of y'all brothers for willing to share your stories. It's not falling on deaf ears. I know that some people are going to benefit and get some real nuggets from this, because I know I did.
Yes.
I'm telling you for sure.
Yes, absolutely. I'm moved. I'm serious, y'all. I had to, I be looking at people on TV and I say, well, do they keep themselves from crying? So today I got to practice that because I was over here a few times emotionally just thinking about Michelle. That's my girlfriend. So you're thinking about what she went through, what she endured, but how she sat on the wall. She was on the wall for her marriage. She was, even when she left her marriage and came back, she gave her marriage to God. Exactly. She didn't divorce him because she didn't want him. She divorced him because she had to get out of God's way and allow God to do some work in him.
Bingo.
Come on. I mean,
crazy.
come on, girlfriend. That's powerful right there.
Yeah.
Ain't too many of us know to do that. We divorce him and we gone. God deal with him. I don't want him no more. You allow God to do the work in him that you knew that you weren't even supposed to do. Y'all heard that? Some stuff we be trying to do, he said it off the cuff. Some stuff we be trying to do in these men right here that we not supposed to. Only God can do it. Only God. And we have to let go sometimes. I ain't saying divorce the joker. That ain't what I said now. But let go and let God do what he has to do in our husbands. And they'll be better for it. Ricardo just say he heard testimony from him. I'm sure I done nagged him about something that he got out of this conversation that he gonna work on. And I know I've got some things. So don't think this was only from the men perspective. I've heard some things for a woman, but things that I can change about me to make it even better for Ricardo. Because we could be in the same situation. Like we said earlier, all of us have done something. We just didn't get caught. That's a fact.
Absolutely.
That is a fact. That's a fact. So I bless God for y'all men today.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see y'all again somewhere doing this again at some point. We're gonna break this up because it's such good, it's so rich.
This is rich.
Yes,
this is
we definitely got to make sure it's out there in parts. Look, I see people break their stuff up in parts all the time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make this 1, 2, and 3. And don't y'all miss it. Again, Banky. They can find him on YouTube. Banky Pound. Yes.
Instagram, YouTube, Banky Pound, 33 Years of Prison Stories, YouTube, Boxing Bank.
Yes.
I'm getting ready to get into Twitch. So you can find me on Twitch at Banky Pound as well. And
got
they
paraphernalia.
can't forget that morning mud either.
that morning
Mud.
I'm live every morning on Instagram.
Yes.
Normally at 7 unless I'm late, but I'm coming up in there.
Yes.
And my YouTube videos on Banky Pound plays every night at 6 o'clock. That's my video. 6 o'clock.
Absolutely.
I'm consistent and I'm persistent.
That's it. And I'm looking forward to. I know God got a book in him. I'm already believing.
I already see
we already working that.
A couple of chapters.
I was say
with these two right
I'm
now.
believing because I really
This
want y'all
is
to
real,
go
for
to
real.
Banky's page because he tells some stories and these ain't made up stories. This is his life.
Yeah.
That he lived, but it's such rich information that we need to have in the books. Because as we know, a lot of stuff is hidden from us in books because we won't read. But he has some knowledge, and Chris has some knowledge that they have left here today that needs to be read by many. So I know some books are going to be coming out of this conversation because I'm going to get on their nerves.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to help them with these books.
Absolutely.
That's my job.
This is going to be major.
Y'all heard it here.
Yeah.
Banky got paraphernalia out there. I can't wait. Y'all got to go watch some of this stuff because
Yes.
there's some things out there that you got to have. What is the Bethlehem?
Hey, if y'all don't know what the Bethlehem is, you need to tune in to Banky
and watch
and
Banky.
find out about the
And
Bethlehem.
he taught me another. What's the guy that ate the slides? I was laughing about it because I've seen a
The
movie.
Funky Road.
The Funky
The
Road.
Yeah, the Funky Road.
Hey, and I got Funky Road merchandise coming out.
So listen, I thank God for Banky, but also for Chris, man. Chris has been doing some incredible things. A civic leader in the making.
Yes, in the
He is
community.
doing some incredible things in the community.
Absolutely.
I've watched this man take people that's been incarcerated, even before he got into this program that he's doing right now. Just seeing him doing it personally, going to his old neighborhood, going back to the streets, pulling guys off the street, giving them employment, looking for places for them to live. You know what I mean? So he's taking this and he's really going to do something incredible with it in the 757 Hampton Roads area. And it's called Crossing Over 757. And he's blessed me to be a part of that initiative. So I'm so happy as the way he's going to do. It's going to be something that's going to be I believe it's going to be groundbreaking. I think it's going to be something that's going to be influential and it's going to extend beyond 757. It's starting here, but it won't end here.
Absolutely.
The way that he's going to be able to address those men that may have had some issues in the past with their incarceration and how to see them come through and be productive members of society. So shout out to you, sir, for that.
Crossing over, 757.
757.
We do the little things to make a big difference.
That's
Come
right.
on. God, look, I ain't got a slogan.
Yeah.
I know y'all
Little
three men.
things to
I don't
make
know
a
what
big
the, I know one thing.
757.
God got something for the three of y'all. I can see it happening. I can see it happening. I can see it happening. And on our way out, I don't know if we're able to get her. I'm going to ask her to come and put her face on screen if she
Come on,
wants
baby.
to for a split second.
Come on, baby.
Sweetie, y'all got to see the lady.
Queen.
I got a whole new respect for this woman here. I just say, don't try to put me up in here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have a whole new respect. See, some things you don't learn about people till you sit down and you have intimate conversation.
A ferocious conversation.
Yes, let's talk about it. Y'all, we talked about it today. We thank y'all for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you all on the next Ferocious Conversation.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Thank y'all for hanging with us. And we look to bring more interesting and incredible people like these two to these Ferocious Conversations. So bless
Amen.
y'all.
God bless.
Blessed.
Yeah.
We Won't Quit. Marital Tools to Push Through Difficult Times is number 3 on Hot New Releases by Amazon Books. It is the answer for couples who have endured tough times and are struggling to heal their broken marriage. Written by visionary authors Ricardo and Kimberly Frost and 10 phenomenal married couples. Make sure to get your copy today.